What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic Monday night. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith. And tonight, I'd like to talk just a little bit about this coaching carousal that we have had. We've added a few more names to the staff, Nick Sirianni staff, that is. So I know a lot of people are feeling a lot of different ways. And look, I get it. Something new, change, sometimes isn't always welcomed. And I understand people are afraid of what is to come, but I'll be real with you, just trying to be positive here, trying to believe that maybe this young man is going to be a great head coach. And maybe we're the lucky ones that got to find him. And he seems like a really smart guy. Everything you've heard, all the things you've seen, obviously they're not going to come out and be like, this guy is a straight jackass, unless you're Jeff McClain. Then yes, then you probably would do that. But anyways, you're trying to find the positives in this guy, and they really liked him. You heard the call, whatever. They're doing all these shows. People are pissed off about that. How dare you show this guy getting off a plane? And how dare you show inside the Eagles facility? How dare you? Well, I'll be real with you. I don't mind it. I love seeing anything Eagles inside the facility, outside the facility. Some random guy walking down the street wearing an Eagles shirt. Don't really give a damn if it's Eagles on there. So, people, please, I understand the world is on fire right now and things are horrible, but dear Lord, we could find other things to be upset about in life. And that's not Nick Sirianni getting a tour of the facility. So, let's talk a little bit about this now. Obviously, let's get the bad news out of the way. We knew this was coming. This is something we've been talking about. Duce Staley would not be getting a promotion of any sorts. So we talked about the other day, oh my God, what's going to happen? Is he leaving? We've been talking about it. Do you see the graphic there? Well, here's a new one. Duce Staley went to the Detroit Lions to do the same exact job that he did here. That's right. He will be the running backs coach and assistant head coach to Dan Campbell over there with the Detroit Lions. Fantastic. Good for him. I love the guy. He was not moving up the ranks here, and maybe going to the Lions, he feels that maybe he has a better chance to become a head coach. Shit, he could be the owner of the Detroit Lions at this pace. So you ruin guys like Barry Sanders, Megatron, Matthew Stafford. That's fine. Anyways, good luck to him. Best of luck. Love the guy. And I know a lot of people are upset about that, and I get it. Look, I felt maybe he should have took the job after 17 when he was offered the job, but he wanted play calling. Totally get that. We found out what happened when Doug was in control of play calling. So, but in hindsight, I'm sure, whatever was going on there, blah, 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 whatever, dude. He is gone. And I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I love the guy. I wish him the best of luck. And like I said, he needs to move on somewhere because it doesn't seem like he's going to move up the ranks anytime soon in this organization. So now he's a Detroit Lion. Oh, the hell. What is going on, Jerry? Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thank you to all of you for tuning in tonight. I was watching a little bit of the Sixers game. It was bad. Joel Embiid's out. So Ben Simmons, you're supposed to be stepping it up. Goes to show you without Joel Embiid, he's almost like he's the most valuable player. But Ben Simmons, you should be stepping it up regardless. That's pissing me off. But hope you guys are all enjoying your night. Just got done making some wings. Oh, my God. Don't like to toot my own horn, but dear, they were good. So I was feeling that fire. I'm ready to go, baby. So I wanted to talk a little bit about these birds with you. What's going on? Malcolm, thanks for tuning in, man. But we're going to talk a little bit about these coaches. And if you guys have any kind of questions, maybe who you think, we've got a lot of positions open now. Running back coach, linebacker coach, all kinds of coaches. Defensive backs coach. Who are we keeping? Are we keeping Marquand Manuel? Are we keeping Aaron Moorhead as a wide receivers coach? Don't know. I don't know, but we're going to find out. They got a good coach over there. Yeah, they did, man. I love Duce. I think, he's a player's guy. Everybody loves him. And, growing up watching him, of course, I love him. Watching him with Westbrook and Corral Buckhalter. It was enjoyable. Loved me some Duce. But it was sad to see him go to the Steelers, and now it's sad to see him go to the Lions. Best of luck to him, though. You know what I mean? Nothing else we can possibly do about it. I love the guy. I do. But we knew he wasn't going to move up the ranks here, so I'm happy for him. I really am. And we talked about most of these coaches are going to be changed over, so here's what it is. Hope we keep Mills. Hey, look, I thought he did really well for his first year as a safety, but we talked about for the past few years the fact that as a corner, he was not successful because he should have been playing safety. Now, injuries, I feel, were the reason that Jim Schwartz was incapable of putting him at safety. Not that he didn't want to. So you got guys like Darby and Mills starting for you in the Super Bowl, giving up 400. I mean, that defense wasn't the greatest, but we got it done. We did what we had to. But Mills is in his home now. Now, it was a one-year contract, a prove-it deal, and I think he proved it. I think he's a guy that was a leader in this locker room, but the thing is, we're changing up the whole new scheme, everything. There's guys like Malik Hooker who are, free agents out there, and that guy, is pretty damn good. I don't think he's done as well as he could yet. Injuries have definitely hurt his career, but let's be real here. When you get coaches from a certain team, you see that Nick Sirianni is already bringing some of these coaches with him. Some of the players will follow. I wouldn't mind a Trey Burton reunion. Maybe you could figure out a way to get Marlon Mack here. I don't know what exactly is going to happen, but hey, I like Mills. He's the leader on this team, but I think a lot of changes are coming our way, guys. We talked about this anyway before the coaching stuff was happening. We talked about we need to get younger, but a lot of it is because of cap situation, and everybody's freaking out like we can't sign anyone. God, it's like, yes, we can. And Howie's going to figure out a way. And a lot of people are going to be traded and cut and not re-signed. So people are going to be upset. You're going to have to hang up a couple jerseys. I already know I got a few that will not be worn. So that's an unfortunate part of the business. But one of them I think you'll be able to keep wearing this next year would be Carson Wentz. I do believe, like we've talked about for months, even before Doug Peterson walked away, or before he was fired, whatever you want to say, before Nick Sirianni was hired, I think Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts needed to duke it out. Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie decided to give him all that money. I don't think they were ready to give up on him. That's why Doug Peterson is the one they let go, not Carson Wentz. So you bring in a guy, you talk about everybody saying Carson Wentz is going to get traded to Indianapolis. Instead, we bring it Indianapolis here. So you guys saw the funny picture I made, but it's like literally all the people that Nick Sirianni worked with at the Chargers and Colts so far is who he seems to be bringing out. So we're unveiling a new logo here, as you guys can see, the Cheagolts, I guess that would be, right? So, I mean, it's cool. You see that a lot. A lot of these guys are friends. They grow up in the business. A lot of them want to give each other opportunities. So you see guys, one of them was Jonathan Gannon right away that we were talking about. That's somebody that was a defensive back coach in Indianapolis. So when you talk about someone like Malik Hooker joining, that's the idea. And this guy is now going to be our defensive coordinator. Likes to blitz a little too for all you Jim Johnson fans out there. But I'm excited about Jonathan Gannon. I think everybody, I never heard of him, so he sucks. It's like, well, dude, you've never heard about half the players that we signed, so I'd probably just chill out and sit down and let the people that do know what they're talking about talk. You dig? But it's like, I don't get what the anger is. It's like these guys are going to bring their own coaches. It's not Madden. Like, it's not like, well, 10 years ago, he was a good coach, so now he's going to be great on this team. It's like, dude, I don't think that's how it works. But Jonathan Gannon, I think, is a great hire. I think, we don't know what he is, so I can't say, like, oh, he's going to be great. This defense is going to be phenomenal. No, I have no idea. But I loved it. I'm very intrigued, by the unknown here. He started coaching in 2003. I was still in high school, man. Working at Louisville, dude. He was a student assistant and then a graduate assistant, so he wasn't doing much. But hey, a few years later, gets a job at the Falcons as a defensive quality control coach. Then the Titans, same job. Minnesota Vikings, assistant DB and defensive quality control coach. And then the past few years, got a job with Frank Reich as the defensive backs and cornerbacks coach. I don't know why quarterbacks, but yeah, a cornerback is a defensive back. Anywho, wonderful. Like the hiring. I think that was a good hire. It's a name we actually spoke of as soon as Nick Sirianni was hired. So, hell yeah. Now, today, flew in on a plane as well. Didn't have any coverage of that, but apparently he was brought in and he was getting hired. Shane Steichen. This guy, okay, let's keep it real. He was the offensive coordinator for Justin Herbert last year. That's what intrigues me the most about Shane Steichen. But he's been doing this. He also started at Louisville, but he was back in 2010 as an offensive assistant, then a defensive assistant with the Chargers after that for a couple years. Cleveland Browns offensive quality control coach, Chargers, same job. Then the QB coach for the Chargers back in 16 through 19 for 4 years. Then he became the interim offensive coordinator for the Chargers in 19, then got the official job in 2020. You saw the work he did with Justin Herbert. That kid was phenomenal. I know, because he helped me get back-to-back fantasy championships. Thank you, Justin Herbert. Although I didn't play him on championship week, I got to give that up to old Teabags Tom Brady. So, yeah, you got to do what you got to do to win. I hate that guy. What a crap call, holding on to someone's jersey. I get it, but what an overthrown ball, and you're not calling those plays. Anything to get Tom Brady in those Super Bowls. What a trip that is. What a trip. But don't care. So now we've got an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Love it. Now we know the schemes. Now we can look at the draft with a little more open eyes, clear eyes of what's going on, what's in the road ahead, guys. And, I think we talked about it, a blitzing defense. I think people are going to be vastly it's a vastly improved offense, and I think people are going to be greatly surprised and excited about what is put on the table. People that work with quarterbacks, receivers, what we need. We need some explosion here, guys. We have some weapons. We have very good quarterbacks. We have good tight ends. If our line's healthy, we're not that far away. Everyone, the Browns now, the Jets, they suck. Oh, it's like, dude, keep sleeping. I really don't care. I understand we're a long way when it comes to the changes we need, but the key pieces that we do have make me excited that they can help these other guys grow pretty fast and help these young coaches. So, love the logo, man. Yeah, that's the old new logo for the Eagles. I really think that, it's funny, but it's not really like anything different. Everybody's like, well, what's going on here? They didn't hire a guy I've heard of before. And it's like, no, dude, that's not how this works. And if you haven't heard of him, shh. So it's just, everybody's got an opinion and everybody's pissed off. I was talking about at the beginning of the video, people are pissed. How could they show tape of them getting off the plane? Like, dude, you check yourself. If that is offending you, I apologize. Some people just love their birds. That's just the way it goes, man. So glad you enjoyed that little photo there. But yeah, that could be their new logo, man. You got all kinds of Chargers and Colts on this team. So now also one thing that pissed me off, we talk about the Lions, talk about Duce Staley. John Dorsey's another one. What, the Lions now all of a sudden they're just straight teabagging us? Come on, man. John Dorsey was someone you guys know for the past couple of weeks. I have been adamant about the fact of giving him a permanent role in the front office, whether that be player personnel, something to help Howie Roseman, because for the love of God, Howie Roseman by himself in there, that scares the living shit out of me and everyone else at home. I know that. So I was holding on, just holding on that little string of hope. Oh yeah, John Dorsey's going to be here. So we're all right? He's helped with the Browns and the Chiefs. We're going to be good. And he's gone. So now we're left with Howie. Dear God, let's hope that Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, Shane Steichen all have a little bit of say. And, hey, this is what we're trying to build here. This is the kind of players we're looking for. And maybe that just helps. Maybe they'll listen to the scouts. Maybe good things are on the horizon. Just maybe. But, hey, bad things could be. But I don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and just hold on to it forever. I can't live. It's like, dude, I get it. Trust me, the Eagles suck, and I want to drop kick everybody. But it's like, look, we've got the changes you guys all asked for. This is what we wanted, right? This is what we wanted. But, it doesn't always come the way you want it. So that upsets people. And it's all right, man. That's why I make these videos. I want to talk about these guys, get you guys excited. Like I'm excited, talk about them, get to know them, learn what we have coming our way. So they added a couple more coaches. Well, kept one of those. Now, Kevin Patullo is the passing game coordinator now, quarterback's coach. Even though if you look on Wikipedia or Google, whatever, it says Mike McCoy is our passing game coordinator. I don't understand who did that, why they did that, but they did that. So, yeah, it's not him, whoever it did it. I don't know why. But Kevin Patullo, he's coming over from the Colts as well. So, hey, another Colt. That's why you got the logo there. You see it. But, this guy's been coaching, I think, like 16 years, it said. It was his third season. Another guy that came in with Frank Reich. So, a lot of these guys are Frank Reich disciples. And what's funny is the same people complaining about this are the people that wanted Frank Reich back, or it's like, well, these guys are guys that run a lot of stuff with Frank Reich, and they get the offensive play calling together for the game plan in the week. It's like, all right, what? It's not okay with people because they don't know who he is. So that's why we're trying to get to know him, guys. We talked about him. He was one of my top 3 candidates before we signed him, so hired him. Now we got to talk about all the other players or all the other coaches and inform people so they don't lose their mind. So another new coach to the staff, Tracy Rocker. Now, Tracy has been working a lot in the college ranks, but he also has some NFL experience, but he's been all over. I'm talking about Auburn, Troy State, Cincinnati, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee, and most recently, the South Carolina defensive line coach, although he did work with the Titans from 2011 to 2013 under the same title. So I think that Tracy Rocker, someone I'm very intrigued by, get this defensive line rolling. All about it, man. All about it. I like Matt Burke, but hey, the changes are coming, and Tracy Rocker is one of those changes. Now, the one thing that didn't change, and thank God, because we talked about it, Alabama, they were creeping, dude. Old Nick Saban wanted to get his boy, Jeff Stoutland, back, and they lost their offensive line coach. It was a possibility, but they signed Doug Marrone, thank God. And they verified with us today that Jeff Stoutland will indeed be back on Nick Sirianni's staff as the offensive line coach. Yes. So that makes me very, very happy. That's one that we all talked about. He's the best offensive line coach in the game. You see, even with all the injuries going on, what he was capable of doing, finding Jordan Mailata, turning him into the player he is, now giving us competition at the left tackle position. Love it. So very excited to have him back. Pumped up. So we've got 5 coaches up there. Let's toss up the little list here. Boom. Here's Nick Sirianni and his staff. So you got both offensive and defensive coordinator. You got your passing game coordinator as well to work with the offensive coordinator. Wonderful. And you've got your offensive and defensive line coach. We all know it starts up front. Battle in the trenches, baby. So begins up front. We got to make sure we begin up front. We're doing that, retaining Jeff Stoutland. Love it. And then Tracy Rocker, who we just spoke of. So excited about all these guys. Young guys for the most part, except for Jeff in there. But hey, look, I don't really care about age. They have experience, and maybe not experience as head coaches and offensive coordinator, all that good stuff, but that's kind of how you do it. You got to work your way up. So, yeah, it's the unknown, but we were all scared about the unknown of Jalen Hurts, and then everybody was losing their mind after he beat the Saints. That was so exciting to have the unknown because we knew what was coming if we didn't have any kind of change. You know, the definition of his insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting change. Yeah, that we just kept getting killed. We would have got Carson Wentz murdered if he stayed in that Saints game, or that Packers game. And then the next game we started Carson Wentz. So Jalen Hurts, I'm losing my mind here. So I think that really, when it comes down to it, we're going to have that quarterback competition. But now we've got a really good coach and some good coaches around him that are going to help both of them, and they're going to be at their best to compete. So that makes me pretty damn happy, man. That's all I want to see is some Eagles wins. I know there's so much that goes into everything, and everybody's losing their mind, but it's like, look, dude, let's just pump the brakes. Now, one of the guys we talked about that was a possibility to join the staff. Now, obviously, he is not the offensive coordinator because, well, we just mentioned who the offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen, is. So, yeah. But Curtis Modkins, that's somebody was asking me earlier about who I thought the running backs coach could be with Duce Staley gone. That's somebody you could consider. That's somebody that we're already talking about. And then also there, what's that guy's name? Gorzino, something like that. Gorzino from the Colts. Yeah, he was the running back coach there. So I think, or linebacker coach, I apologize. So that's another area where people are asking me, where are you looking? I'm looking at the Colts staff. I'm looking at Chargers, who he was working with at the time, Nick Sirianni. So, or maybe the coordinators themselves, maybe it's friends of those guys. So I don't know. I just throw all these names out to you guys so we can break it down, try to figure out, what we got, because we don't know what we got, right? We don't. So we're going to keep, trying to figure it out, and we'll find out. What should I hire Duce? Yeah, man. Look, the thing is, everybody's like, oh, well, why would, they have the same experience? It's like, well, here's the thing. Duce Staley turned down the opportunity to, be a play caller. And I think that was really bad for his resume. And he wasn't going to call plays, so it was kind of stupid, but I think that would have helped him elsewhere. Now he's getting the same job somewhere else, but I think he has much more room to grow. I think that's the whole idea there. But yeah, I get why people are upset, but I don't get upset about it. Dude, I love Duce Staley, but I get it. I totally do. This is a new coaching staff, guys. This is a possibility. We knew Doug wasn't going to be the head coach, or Duce wasn't going to be the head coach, and then once that happened, it was pretty much clear that he wasn't going to be the offensive coordinator. But yeah, he will. And it's like, dude, this guy's going to bring his own staff. He's not like, yeah, you know what? Let's try to do the same thing that made you guys fail last year. And I'm not saying that's Duce Staley's fault at all because we don't know. We didn't really have a say in anything. So I don't know. But yeah, people are losing their minds over it. I don't really think that's something I'm going to lose sleep over. Hoping for Micah Parsons. I like Micah Parsons, man. I think there's a lot of talent at linebacker in this draft. I think you could possibly trade back if that's your idea. It really depends on what the 5 picks in front of you happen. Maybe someone's offering you, dude, if they offer something pretty nice, you might move back, So I'm not against that if you're still getting a really good player, because there's lots of talent, and within the top 10 picks, they're much more valuable than any of the others, and you can get a pretty big draft haul or player or whoever you want if you're going to trade that 6th pick. So I know, trust me, if Jamar Chase is there or Devontae Smith, that's going to be pretty hard to pass on something like that. Micah Parsons is a very good linebacker. Maybe you want a Caleb Farley, a Patrick Surtain at cornerback. There's so much talent in this draft that I wouldn't be against a trade back depending on what's going on here. So let's find out then. But as we break it down, as we go through, hope you guys enjoyed my interview with Kawan Baker the other day. That was fun as hell. Just trying to get to know some of these young guys, try to find some diamonds in the rough, because obviously we're all going to talk about the ones that are mentioned all the time in names. But let's try to find, because the Eagles, we love finding diamonds in the rough. I'm kind of getting tired of it, but hey, I'm all for finding or making good draft picks and finding diamonds in the rough. That's where I'm at. So I don't care as long as we get a playmaker. And look, we might actually put an emphasis on linebacker for once in our lives. Did you see the linebackers? Oh my God, on the Colts? I'm sure he's like, oh yeah, give me a Darius Leonard on this team, dude. Anthony Walker, I'll take it. So yeah, please. Notice with these offensive hires, they all have experience coaching quarterbacks and wide receivers. That is correct. Yes. And that's what I was just mentioning not too long ago. That's exactly what they are. Quarterbacks and wide receivers coach that have helped. Even some have some defensive back experience in the offense because, somebody that played receiver, I also played corner and safety. You got to know what the other one's doing. So makes sense. And these guys are all, they've either played it, you know what I mean? Sirianni. It's like, look, dude, I think these guys are perfect for Carson Wentz and these young receivers. This is what we need. So I'm excited about it, man. But yeah, great point, man. Great point, Jay. Not too excited about the Steichen hiring. Was hoping for someone older like Caldwell to balance out the end. I don't think it really matters. Age doesn't really mean anything. I saw, a 31-year-old kid, Sean McVay, go to the Super Bowl. So I don't read into stuff like that. It's like people saying like, oh, well, he went to this school, so he has to suck. It's like, people are different. They are. But hey, look, Christian, I mentioned Jim Caldwell over and over again. I mentioned so many effing names, Graham Harrell, Pep Hamilton. Like, look, here, let's pop this graphic up here I have. You see here how many damn people I had up there. This was when we were looking for the head coaching candidates, but you see some of these guys that are possibilities as offensive coordinator. I mean, honestly, it could be Graham Harrell, could be Pep Hamilton, could be Jim Caldwell you see down there. I don't know, maybe Kellen Moore gets tricked into coming in and doing something in the office here. I don't know, man. But we've got our offensive coordinator set. We've got these guys, but maybe these guys need jobs and they'll come in as some kind of assistant or quality, you know what I mean? So it's not over. Maybe Jim Caldwell does come. Maybe Wade Phillips comes in as the linebackers coach or something. I don't know, but we've talked about having that veteran presence, someone that's been a head coach before to help Nick Sirianni and the rest of these young coaches, because you're going to have to not only learn the job of a head coach, but you're going to have to learn how to deal with an actual NFL team as the head coach. You're not just one of the coaches, hanging out with the guys, like you're the head coach now. So much different. And that's why we talked about people like Jim Caldwell. And, I agree. I think that experience would be nice, but I love the Steve Steichen or Shane Steichen hiring, man. I think that's a great one. Not sure what you saw that he did bad, but I thought with the injuries and Anthony Lynn not being the greatest of head coaches, but I thought they made things work. They had some really crappy losses over there, but I wouldn't mind, bringing somebody like Jim Caldwell in. But, Anthony Lynn, I think he went to Detroit, right? So that was another name we were mentioning. But, hey, we're filling it up. I'm okay right now. Were the rumors about Parsons dropping true? What rumor is that? Was that like the crazy one where he was like stabbing somebody or trying to stab somebody? Because I remember seeing that, and like everybody keeps mentioning him. I'm like, are we just forgetting that or something? I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I guess Franklin was just like, threatening the kid, like he'll be kicked off the team if you tell anybody. Like that's probably not good. I'm gonna be real with you. I grew up. My dad, my whole family's from Philly, and when they moved up to this area, I grew up, and my dad had a good friend he worked with, and he got him into Penn State. So they started taking me to Penn State games when I was a kid. I loved it. Became a big Penn State fan. I'll be real with you. The last like 15, 20 years. It's like, oh my God. And, I miss my dad. And it's like that thing I had with him. So I still try to remember that and like, just like the Eagles, it's about the logo. I don't approve. We'll just say that. Chaser Smith's still on the board. We better not take a linebacker. Oh, dude, I'll jump through the TV. I'll literally run. I don't even need to drive. I will flash my ass A-train over to Howie Roseman's office, and he will have the worst day of his life if one of those guys is available and they pass on him. But the possibility is that they could not be there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, man, we talk about these guys like quarterbacks, receivers. Could you imagine a Jamar Chase with Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, Quez Watkins, Greg Ward, John Hightower, whoever makes the team? Dude, I'm excited about that thought. And having Carson Wentz back to himself, had one bad year, get your offensive line healthy, get some good play calling, roll him out, use him to his strengths. I don't know. It usually seems like a good idea to me, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, job like Dorsey. Yeah, Dorsey left. Read something today about him bullying and hazing. Not sure somebody made a fake. No, dude, I think that was real because that was a couple months ago that came out. I remember that. And apparently Coach Franklin was not like, he wasn't trying to do anything about it. He was trying to cover it up so Parsons could keep playing. Like, ooh, okay. But, every time it's like character concerns. And it's like, I want to know what the hell he was doing exactly before, I judge him or anything like that. If he's having fun, whatever. But if it's bad, then yeah, that's not okay. But a lot of these guys, character concerns, if it's something stupid, it's like, man, you're going to pass on DK Metcalf again, dude. You're really going to say you're Tyreek Hills of the world? I heard he hangs out with gangs. Like, thanks, ESP. Just everyone's in a gang now. Thanks, little pricks. Anyway, are you happy with the new OC, the magic you work with Herbert? Yep, that's what I was just talking about, Ted. Thanks for just tuning in. We were just going over all that. Somebody was not okay with the Shane Steichen hiring, but I like it. I thought he did wonders with Justin Herbert. So, yes, very happy with it. I think that I'm happy with the staff altogether. And hopefully we just keep growing, get some of those older names that we talked about, and I don't care what their age is, but some experience. I want to see these guys have been in the league, but maybe somebody with some head coaching experience. But it's not necessary. It's just – it'd be something I would like to see. Just Google them, and there's allegations. Yeah, I told you, it's real. I remember that. But, hey, I'm open. We take a receiver there, and look, we get Parsons. I'm not going to be mad about it. I like Micah Parsons a lot, but we have bigger fish to fry. Now, we need linebacker. We have to put an emphasis on it, but you need to go out in free agency. You need to draft one. You need to figure it out. You don't take a Davian Taylor in the third round when he could have been a fourth or fifth rounder. Too much talent was on the board. You could have took one in the second. Wilson, the guy that went to the Bengals, or Akeem Davis-Gaither, who also went to the Bengals. There was so many. Jeremy Chin, a guy that could play linebacker, safety, line up all over the place. But no. Don't listen to me. You just keep taking your quarterbacks. But we'll see. Maybe Jeff becomes assistant head coach. Jeff who? I'm drawing a blank here. But yeah, I think that there's plenty of names out there, guys. Plenty of names, and you've heard them all. But it's cool because we've been actually going over the names of the people that are getting hired. So that's all we're trying to do here, get to know these guys a little bit. So I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Now I have one more announcement I want to make before I get rolling out here. Now, this is big for me because I try to get people on here. It gets ridiculous half the time, but I reached out. Somebody that I definitely respect and enjoyed his work all the time. Never had the pleasure of getting to meet him, though. Only a little chit-chat here and there. But I offered him to come on the show on Wednesday, and he's going to do that. So I'm pretty pumped. Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I will be joined by Mark Ferzetta. Look, this guy, I think he's awesome. And you saw the same thing that happened to Derek Gunn. Stupid places doing stupid things. So Mark is back on his feet, and he's doing things, and I want to bring him on, and I want to let him talk about those things with you and I. So we're going to hit him with some questions, take your guys' comments, questions, whatever you want to throw our way. Talk a little bit about this new coach, the staff, talk about the quarterback. Hey, whether you want to call it a controversy or not, it is quarterback controversy, whatever else. We are going to break it down, talk about the NFL draft, some of the players that are intriguing, talk about it all, baby. So I hope you guys have the time on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We'll be live with him. If you can't catch it, then we will have it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all over the place. You check it out and like, subscribe, comment, and I always get back to you. I appreciate all of you guys for doing that stuff. I truly do. No, I don't think Stoutland will be. Jeff Stoutland, I believe you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you don't need to have one of those right now. If he does make someone, sure. That's where I think one of those older guys that have been a head coach or something would come in. Jeff Lurie is assistant head coach. Yeah. Could you see us signing Rhodes from Indy? Yeah, we talked about him the other day. And earlier in the video, I mentioned, you're going to probably see some guys coming from the Colts, possibly the Chargers, wherever these guys have coached before. A lot of coaches like certain players, and the players like the coaches, so they want to follow them. That's quite the possibility. So, talked about Xavier Rhodes the other day. We talked about Marlon Mack, talked about Malik Hooker. Look, there's plenty of guys I'd be very excited about, and I can't wait to get into some of these free agent articles and stuff with you. But you have with Curtis Samuel? Yeah, definitely, dude. There's a lot of free agents I would be intrigued by, and a lot of people will tell you can't get people because of the salary cap situation we're in. Look, when it comes down to the time, we're going to see a lot of people gone. It's going to get closer to June when you see a lot of this stuff. You got 6 months till anything really begins. So in that time, we got the draft, got all that fun stuff. So we're going to really learn more about this team. We're going to see. So let's pump the brakes on losing our minds. Like everything has to happen overnight. Things are coming to fruition that we thought they would. The change is coming, baby. The change is coming. So I'm excited. But I will be back tomorrow. Any kind of news or regardless, we'll just talk about the same crap. Actually, that's what's crazy. I've been on here every day for 3 years, and we somehow find a way to talk about the birds no matter what. So that's why I love you guys. I love all of you that tune in. For the true diehards that just pretty much bleed green 24/7 and want to talk about the birds all the time. So I appreciate that. And I hope you guys can tune in again. That is Wednesday at 2:00 with Mark Frazetta. And I really hope that you guys will tune in and enjoy, comment, question, do all you can, make them feel welcome. Really excited to have him on, and really excited to hear what he's got coming in the future for himself. So that should be a great one. I'm excited, man. He's awesome. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about all the stuff we see. Hopefully have the press conference for Nick and anybody other, maybe the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator will come up. That'd be fantastic. So, I'll be on that, be on early, be on midday, maybe night. You never know when I'm coming at you. You just got to know I am. So hope you guys are having a great night. Enjoy your Monday. If you need anything, I'm always here. I always say it, and I know it probably gets old, but I mean it. Reach out. If you need anything, always here for you. If I miss it, reach out again. I get a lot of messages. So appreciate you guys that do. Love talking to you guys. Hope you guys are staying safe out there, enjoying your night. I will be back tomorrow. As always, go Birds!